Well, here I is back with some more stuff. I haven't even listened to all of my RSD finds, and I'm already back with more stuff, records, books, and a movie, and something else. Um, I was just watching part of Breakfast at Tiffany's. I've never seen that movie. Man, that is one crazy broad in that movie. It's got George Papard and Audrey Hepburn in it. And I've never seen that movie. I just was watching part of it, but this was a crazy ass chick in there, and her name's Holly Golightly. And to me, I'd be saying, man, Holly, you better go lightly out the door and never come back. But anyway, it's a good movie. I've never seen it. I just watched part of it. I'll watch the rest of it some other time. It's a really colorful Technicolor type film from way back in the days. My mom would probably enjoy that movie. Um, More records. Oh, before that, I had kind of a small announcement. I was contacted by a fellow vinyl community, music community person. I'm not going to say his name just yet. Um, but he is trying to start out a small publishing company, and he asked me to submit 30 of my crazy little poem writings. He wants to make a chapbook from them, and that's my small announcement. I won't be making any money from it. Um, I'm just doing it because he's going to pay me with chapbooks. and and I just want to announce that. Anyways, on to the records. Um, Here we have some blues. Jimmy Reed. This was also one of my mom's favorite performers. She was really into the blues a lot, and she would tell me lots of stories about going when she used to go when she was younger. She would go to her and her friends would go out to the dancing or whatever, and then after hours they would go to, it was actually a bootlegger's house, but she called them juke joints, and they would have the continuing music playing on the record player or a jukebox or whatever, and then they would sell drinks just at somebody's house out in the boonies or the middle of nowhere somewhere. And she said a lot of it was this type of music, Jimmy Reed, that would be on playing. And here we have the best of Nina Simone. Really like this lady's music too. Now, I've been looking for a record with Mississippi Goddamn. And it's on here. Nina Simone. There's actually a very good documentary on Netflix about her, if you get a chance to watch it. Now we're getting into some. These are new repress albums. I'm not too sure about this first one. It's the Chocolate Watch Band, and these are some psych albums, I do believe. I thought I would try some of these out, since I'm starting to really dig some of the music on these. The Chocolate Watch Band. And here we have the Shags Philosophy of the World. And I did turn down my monitor, but it's still glaring there a little bit. And this says, it's safe to say that the Philosophy of the World is one of the most polarizing LPs of an era or genre. Recorded in 1969 by the Wiggin sisters with Dot taking head writing duties, the album is an unequivocally unique collection of garage rock, charming and discordant in equal measure. No wonder Kurt Cobain listed it as number 5 on his list of 50 all-time favorite albums, while Frank Zappa said the Shags were better than the Beatles. With original copies fetching thousands of dollars, here's your chance to own what may be arguably The Quintessential Private Press LP, newly remastered, includes notes by Lenny Kaye with unseen photos. The Shags, I just thought that looked interesting because I have never heard of it. Should we? Oh, nah, we don't need to open that. And here's the Love, Peace, and Poetry British Psychedelic Music. And there's about, I have the American psychedelic music version of this, and there's about 5 or 6 of them. There's Mexican, Asian, Japanese, African psychedelic music. I don't even know how many there are, but I thought I got the American, and I'm going to try out this British psychedelic music. Probably can't see that because of the glare. Well, let's just open that one up. We'll open this puppy up right here. And there we go. These have very nice covers. And lastly, here's another one that I think I've heard of it, but no clue who it is. It's just another blind buy, and there's some nakedness a little bit on this cover. And that's The Soft Machine. Don't look at the butt! Hey! And this says The Soft Machine's eponymous 1968 debut LP offers an unprecedented psychedelic progressive jazz rock mix that helped establish the group as one of Britain's first major underground bands. And there's a lot more. I'm not going to read all of it. And next we have a couple of movies. I know I said I was only collect sets, but this looked interesting and I had to get it. And it's called The Shock Corridor, and it's a film by Samuel Fuller. And I watched part of it, and it's pretty intense for how old it is. In Shock Corridor, the great American writer, director, producer Samuel Fuller masterfully charts the uneasy terrain between sanity and madness. Seeking a Pulitzer Prize, reporter Johnny Barrett has himself committed to a mental hospital to investigate a murder. As he closes in on the killer, insanity closes in on him. Constance Towers co-stars as Johnny's cool-headed stripper girlfriend, with its startling commentary on racism and other hot-button issues in 60s America, and its daring photography by Stanley Cortez. Shock Corridor has had a far-reaching influence. And from what I watched of it, it touches on a Ku Klux Klan. It does have a stripper, a lady playing a stripper in it. And it kind of, probably back then, that was pretty controversial. She's not nude, but for the way she was dressed back then, it was very provocative and that sort of thing. And then this guy's slowly going insane and having hallucinations and that type of thing. It almost seems like it could be influenced like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what I thought of it. And I highly recommend you watch this if you see it somewhere on the internet. It might be on YouTube. I'm not even sure. I didn't look. Shock Corridor. And next we have a set of movies. We have the Universal Complete Classic Monsters 30 film collection. And I'm not going to take these all out one by one and show you. I'm just showing you that this has The Mummy, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, Dracula, and Wolfman, and all of their sequels that were with it. Like, I'll take one out as an example. Here we have The Wolfman. I've really been getting into these classic monster movies or stuff from the 70s. Hammer Films is one, and I'm going to show that one in the next video. Another box set. But this says, all 7 films from the original Legacy, 1935 to 1948. There we have, they're on DVDs. And this one has The Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Werewolf of London, She-Wolf of London. Now I imagine the Wolfman must make his appearance in some of those, even though his name's not attached to the title. All a very fun collection. I've made Sunday nights my movie night, so I have plenty of stuff to watch every week. And now we have some books. I picked this up at the Antique Mall. It's not old, drawn together. The complete works of Aileen and R. Crumb contains shocking material for adults only. And if any of you are old enough to remember, I remember seeing these comic books around when I was a kid of R. Crumb, and they were quite risque. That's how I can describe his cartoons and stuff. That this is like a cool coffee table type thing. You can have people can look through his cartoons. And now we have some paperback books. Some of you are gonna get what this is as soon as I start reading what it says here on the cover. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. An extraordinary exploit from the annals of the Shadow, master of crime detection. Kingdom's Doom, the Shadow. His ways are strange. Some think he is only a myth, yet he is real. He is known only as the Shadow, and his methods are unfathomable. The entire underworld trembles at the mere mention of his name. He comes from nowhere, a sinister wraith, defending justice wherever it is threatened. Then he vanishes into the night with a low, mocking peal of laughter, signaling unrelenting doom to the wrongdoer. Oh. Anyway, there's a 1970s book, Nowhere. He picked up a sexy hitchhiker and took a one-way ride to a murder rap. Matt Eridge didn't usually pick up hitchhikers, but there were exceptions to every rule. And a commonly blonde perched roadside was a sign giving her destination as Nowhere. Nowhere. Here's our old classic in a paperback, The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. And this must have been released, came out maybe, I don't know if this book could be that old as the time of the movie. I haven't even opened this one yet. It's in this plastic protector. A thrilling story about a journey into the far distant future. Now an exciting Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture. With the back of it, there's part of the movie on back there. Look Back in Anger by John Osborne. The hero of John Osborne's angry play is a tousle-haired, dirty-sweatered, violently embittered young tyrant who keeps his devoted wife in an attic hovel. Sneers at her mother as an appetizing lump of worm bait. Does her physical violence, betrays her the instant another pair of arms coils about his neck, and stares with cold, blank indifference at the news that their expected child has been born dead. You are asked to believe that two women love this volcano of ceaseless, sputtering venom. You believe it. The truth about this conscienceless sadist is that he is absolutely alive. That girl from Boston. In a ribald romp from Boston's back bay to its back bedrooms. Help wanted, mail. Wanted, man Friday has to be around the other 6 days too. Lots of night work. Advertiser, Willa starts. An improper Bostonian with a well-rounded mind and a body to match. Applicant, Sawyer Priestley. Her blue-blooded boss. It wasn't her mind, but her rounded behind that appealed to him. Converse Cabot, purebred aristocrat, back bay out of Mayflower. He gave her a man-to-man handshake when she wanted a man-to-woman hug. Bucky Bonelli, the passionate Portuguese fisherman. He knew her when she was 6, but now she wouldn't say when or where or how. Who got the job? Find the answer to this and other earth-shaking questions in this hilarious, impudent book. The Girl from Boston. And we know some folks in Boston, don't we? And lastly, I found this old calendar, Green's TV service, January 1962, St. Joseph, Missouri. We're going on a Missouri boat ride, y'all. Anyway, it's kind of a pinup girl on there. And it's in this really funky, torn up, dirty plastic, and I'm gonna try to put a frame on it, or I'll put some new cardboard on the back and some new plastic. But that's pretty cool. Pin-up gal like they used to have back in the day. And that's the whole kit and caboodle hole there, kitty. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll be back next week probably with more stuff. And I actually have some more of those sci-fi books that I'll show next week. I just want to show some different ones so you're not always looking at the same stuff. Colin, over and out, and weirdos unite.